Hey, what's up? Greetings to everybody. There was something that I was having a conversation about with a couple of people actually, but the other day, I wanted to get off of the topics that have been kind of like the things going on right now that everybody's kind of debating on and fighting about and stuff like that. But I did want to talk about something that I do think is relevant and needs to be spoken about a little bit more. And again, I was having a convo with a couple of people over the last week or so about um, the lack of unity within the black culture, and this is not exactly, a new unearthed topic. This is something that we've been saying for eons and decades and such. Black people need to unite and this and that. But we're taking more of a comparative approach to it as compared to other cultures, and not even so much as race, from different races. We were doing it just in terms of like us lacking the tribalism aspect that we used to have, as our ancestors probably had. You know, um, it wasn't so much within the grand scope of things. I mean, we did talk about the grand scope issues, like you see people of different cultures, and again, this is not necessarily race related. Like you could see people making GoFundMe accounts for these cops that have been indicted for senseless murders caught on camera of innocent, people. But you'll see people gather up and start an Indiegogo or GoFundMe account, and these cops are living better now than they were when they were working for them. And what you don't see, within our community is like we're not backing the people who are fighting the struggle. Like you didn't see people registering GoFundMe accounts and such for the Baltimore protesters who were later found out to be unfairly arrested in jail, for protesting something on everyone's behalf. You don't see we just saw we did just see something happen for the young lady that took down the Confederate flag recently. I believe her name is Bree Newsom, and that was what really got me thinking about the subject in the first place. It was like, this is the first time I've actually seen this, and it done in a unified kind of effort. Like, hey, let's start showing some unification on certain levels. And again, it wasn't just on the grand scope. Like I said, it also went a little bit more intricate in the sense of when you talk about the black familyhood and you see lack of unification within the families as well. When you see let's say a matriarch of the family passes away, and unfortunately that particular person didn't happen to have insurance and stuff, and now we're talking out-of-pocket expenses and so on and so forth. I have heard and seen so many more stories of us struggling to scrap up and not getting really much of any support from your circle of people to help with situations like that. Like you can have, maybe if the family member didn't even pass away, it could be just a thing where they're just sick, they're ill. They need people to come and kind of like go on a rotation vigil or something like that. And you just see this lack of, hey, the tribe comes together and we stand by each other and stuff like that. Everybody starts saying, well, the way my job is set up, and the way my babysitting is set up, and the way my bank account is set up. Like you just start hearing all that, but you also hear, hey, we'll pray for you. Our prayers are there for you, and and that's not going that route, trying to disparage the Christians and stuff, the good Christians. But I'm just saying, you hear a lot of that, but you don't get a lot of the other stuff in terms of, hey, if 100 of us gave $20, that would mean something, rather than praying for this one person to come up with that $2 grand that you need to cover something like that. You know, I want to analyze the psychosis of that. Like, why aren't we more bonded, even by within our blood? You know, within the blood relatives that that we know, these are relatives. You know, why is that? I would really like to know. You know, and it's disconcerting. It's a little, it's kind of depressing when you think about it like that. You just want us to come together and be better unified. And I really think that that is the core solution to a lot of things, from the micro to the macro. Unification. If you unify your own house, and thereby unify your outer circle, unify your family, unify your community, unify your whole culture. Now what? What can they do to you? I don't know. We need to think a little bit more about in a serious manner, becoming unified. I'm gonna try to unify my house. Let's see, where that goes. It only needs to start with one. But, hopefully.